Golden Goliath is a Tier 2 junior exploration company listed on the TSX Venture Exchange. Symbol is GNG. We have 3 properties, 2 gold properties in Ontario that we're exploring, and we also have a gold-silver property in Mexico, along with 7 NSR royalties from adjacent properties in Mexico that we sold to Fresnillo PLC. But we're working now in Ontario. Well, the 2 properties in Ontario, one is in the Red Lake camp. It's located about 6 kilometers south of Great Bear, and we're waiting to get new permits to do work there, our follow-up work. It's been pretty quiet in Red Lake since the takeover of Great Bear by Kinross. We're waiting for their resource estimate and the new permits. Permits were squashed for a while because of the lawsuit between the Grassy Narrows Indigenous Band and the Ontario government, but that's all going forward now. At the moment, for the last few years, we've been working on our Wishore property, which is located about 60 kilometers north of Sault Ste. Marie, and it's about 12 kilometers off the Trans-Canada Highway, so it has excellent access. That property is 14 kilometers long and 3 kilometers wide. We've done airborne mag and VLF, and that generated about 19 different areas of interest that we're following up. We've also done detailed structural mapping, and that has identified a high strain zone that's up to 8 kilometers long. And we've been doing prospecting and surface mapping, and that has generated many, many anomalous gold samples over a strike length of 5 kilometers inside of that 8 kilometer zone. We've discovered 3 new showings, and we've got grab samples up to 25 grams per ton and channel samples up to 9 grams per ton over 1 meter. So we've already found 3 new showings in that high strain zone, and we've just started, recently completed the first 4 drill holes into that zone to see what we were dealing with. And what we see is that the geology there is composed of mafic to intermediate volcanics, volcaniclastic and subvolcanic units, and it's very similar to what we see in the Wawa Gold Corridor, which is about 100 kilometers due north. So we may have a similar situation in the Batchewana Greenstone Belt that they have in that Michipicoten Belt near Wawa. So we're very excited about that. Well, we were very lucky with the core shack fire. I mean, I've been in the business 40 years and never had a core shack fire before, but we were lucky that no one was hurt. The fire started in the middle of the night. It started several buildings away from where our core shack was, and our core shack was downwind in this group of buildings, and ours was the last building to burn. And we were fortunate that only hole 2 was affected. It was on the tables in the core shack, and so we're also very lucky that the core had already been detailed, logged, and photographed, every inch of it photographed. So after the fire, we were able to get the core, which is in a pile in the bottom of the ashes. But from those photographs, we were able to reconstruct at least half of the hole. So we were able to get some good sampling out of that anyway. There were about 16 bags of material from that hole that we could not identify. And that part is kind of unfortunate because the hole looked very good. But we don't have assays for that hole. So that hole would never be used in any kind of a resource calculation, although we're a long way from that. Right now, we're just trying to explore a long trend in this very large system. You know, the Wawa systems are small. Our property, as I said, is large, and the high strain zone is 8 kilometers long and 5 kilometers worth of gold showings. Well, running a junior, it's a high stress job. You're always looking for money. You're always worried about where the next property payment or whatever. All of our properties are on 100%, so we don't have to worry about payments. But you're always worried about raising money for exploration. I'm lucky because I've worked with the same people and I've trusted the same people for many years. Our CFO and I have worked together for over 20 years, and my executive assistant and myself, we've worked together for 28 years. So that helps me to sleep, that I know that I have these dependable people that are good at the things that I don't do. You know, I'm a geologist, they're the money counters and the organizers and all of that type of thing. Well, I think the positive signs are it should be a good-looking property, and they should have people in the company that are professional geologists or have a good geological team, so you know what you're exploring. The property has to be big enough to host an economic deposit. If it's one tiny little claim, that's a red flag. The other red flag is you should make sure that the company that you're investing in is taking the money that they have and putting it into the ground. Golden Goliath is very proud of the fact that 75% of all the money we've ever spent has gone directly into exploration. The other 25%, lawyers and accountants mostly got that part. So, and also if you see fancy offices and big travel and type expenses, stay away from that, because that's not going to get you success in the ground. The money has to go into the ground. Well, as I said, we're very excited about the Wishore project. We want to keep going on that. We have money in the bank right now. We're looking to do in this year more drilling, both maybe diamond drilling and maybe some percussion drilling, as well as we're permitting for a bit more geophysics. We've done limited IP, but we might need to do some more IP. But we think it's a developing area. Right next to us, there's a copper mine. The old Tri-Bag mine is right next to us, and Stone Gold is developing those copper showings adjacent to our property. So there's potential for copper there too. And so there is a history of mining right in the area, as well as we're sort of a reflection to the south of the Wawa Gold Corridor, 100 kilometers to the north. So stand by for good news.